Nice little lines reeling down the point here. Maybe a little smaller than yesterday, Pete, but still plenty of great scoring opportunity for our competitors.
Yeah, it is a notch down. The interval's dropped off. We got another pulse on the way. So, I mean, we could see it just kind of turn into another swell, which is, I think, the first time I've ever been here for a WSL event and had it pulse as much as it has in these last few days. It has been amazing.
Scores were dropped yesterday, but into the nines. There was plenty of big numbers falling. But here we go. The first ride of the day. It's going to go to Julian Wilson off the bottom. Straight up into the pocket. Almost skipping out on that first move, but hanging on to it. A big major turn to get started. As he comes charging through to the inside now. Love that clean style. Silky lines. A bit of bump on the face. It's pretty typical here at Jeffries in the morning.
And, you know, to see a complete fresh 35 minutes, but look at the conditions. Again, today forecast the light winds. We're not going to have those strong winds that we saw yesterday, so it's going to be conducive to some ripping. We may even see some aerials today. As we look at this wave here again, just morning light, first wave of the day. Again, the little bump on the face because you get, usually when you have that south wind, it'll really clean the line up, but today you're getting a reverberation from the rocks. There is a time frame when you have the wind kind of being the devil wind and kind of turning around to that south wind where it gets a little confused, and we'll see that south wind kind of really start to predominantly get better.
It is always going to be very difficult, and the panel's been really dissecting each of the rides very well so far. As we go to Julian Wilson, looking for another score. Keep him busy this morning. Banking down the line. It's a good one to finish off this fourth round. As we see Jordy Smith taking his first ride. Let's see how many South Africans turned out this morning to cheer him on. Nice first turn. Has to get charging here. Accelerates down the line and into this move. Puts it on the back foot. He's been smacking those sections throughout the event. And he's going to have to punch through the back of this ride. Filipe. These racy little numbers could work pretty well for the Brazilian. Has maybe shown us more variety than any other competitor. As he ducks into the tube, he's going to find the exit. What a way to kick off a morning here on day 8 of competition. A nice little barrel ride.
Absolutely, and that one drained out. That was very nice.
Here goes Wilson again, keeping busy out here at the moment. He's had a couple of low-scoring rides at the moment. If he can punch through this curtain, which he does, could be on his way to a better number. Get some room to move on the open face. Again, pulls into the barrel. He'll find the exit. And goes for a float to finish. Just gets a little tangled up there.
Julian had to punch through his, whereas Filipe straight out of the hole.
Here goes Jordy once again. The hometown hero. Trying to pick up where he finished off yesterday afternoon and get himself a big number on the board. Big high line trim. Trying to get to this workable wall on the inside. Pulls up under the hood. He'll find the exit. And unloads a nice little wallop on the lip there. Went for that big tail drop float to finish. Couldn't quite stick it. So a couple of mistakes from Wilson and Smith on the finish, but collecting some good numbers down the line. Into the quarters, we know John's got to fight his way through round 5. Matt Wilkinson's up next, but Jordy, he can set the pace for the title front runners.
So here's Jordy's wave on the outside. Gets those turns completed. Beautiful arcs. That's exactly the flow and style we expect from Jordy. You talk about those South African fans. We saw them down here on the beach. I mean, this morning driving up, I seen South African flags hanging out of pockets. So they're here in force. Of course, everyone loves to watch. Is that a beautiful barrel? And see, that's that mix that we've seen from Jordy Smith. And look at that, going for it. Would have loved to see him complete that finish move, because that would have been a big score. Probably would have been the best score of the heat. But you look at that, and then Filipe, I think Filipe's will probably be rivaling that as we watch Julian find the barrel, but had to punch through. So not as hollow, not as a committed wave, because of the fact that that wave wasn't as round. But he does some good surfing at the end here. Finds the barrel one more time, so double barrel. Little smaller wave. So you'd say that the suppressed the score slightly.
I think Jordy's going to get the best score of the three. Just a The big hacks out the back. Look at the speed Filipe carried that.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, and that's why I feel like today is going to be right up Felipe's alley. You know, he's got that extra spring. He's small and light. He can keep his momentum down the line, and he has such a quick transition. As this wave there, very hollow. You know, and came out with a ton of speed, but not able to complete any more maneuvers after that.
If the South African crowd was on hand to get behind him, we could see them in the background. I don't think they went home yesterday.
Why would they?
They stayed overnight down at Casa Corona. But here we go. Filipe Toledo trying his first big air reverse of the event and sticking it. Well, this should score big. He's got to do some more down the line here, and he does.
Oh, why?
Just jinxed him.
That little devil wind that comes up the face like that, and he just knew it was there. You know, all this speed, too. Look how much speed he pumps down the line. He's got as much speed as he can possibly get, and he just lofts it. Huge, wow. All the way around, lands and just stomps it. Just unfortunate that he's not able to complete this ride, because that really is going to affect the score, because we've seen from the judges that you need to complete your rides. As we watch this slow-mo here, what does he do? He puts the board directly into the wind. Look at the connection that he has. The front foot comes off and it goes straight on the nose. Doesn't even hit, all the way around, and just stomps it, clean as can be. We've
talked about the way he moves his feet around. He's so comfortable shuffling around on his equipment. He had to do it then because he did lose contact with his board for a little bit.
Well, and you know what? If you talk about how important footwork is, he is by far, how's the shot with the seagull going through the frame? But he has the best footwork on tour because he is so quick at that shuffle and moves them around so easily. It's just like, it's just an instinct for him.
Fitting cameo from the gull. Filipe is one of the biggest birds on the championship tour. Have a look at this.
I mean, just watch all the speed he's carrying. Just makes it so beautiful. I mean, the morning light. Good stuff, Filipe. That's what we expect. We want to see that kind of surfing from you, and he's delivered. And of course, seeing the lines come around the corner. Here we go.
A 9-point ride for Filipe. Let's see what Julian can do now. Drives into this first section. Has a bit of work to find the open face here. This wave, it opens up. Julian getting a nice speed drive into the pit. But that one just a little too quick.
You know, the calls that were made early, we had plenty of waves early in the waiting period, but good calls because we're here in the best surf.
Julian Wilson up once again. Chasing an 8.11. Wow, beautiful hit there. Just clouded that section, drifted the tail. And cleaning it up on the inside, looking for a solid finish now. And he'll get it. A nice little tweak on the tail to finish that ride off. Just over 18 minutes to go.
At the same time, having the angle of the board to leave spray out there, because sometimes when you start to drift, you lose all that spray, but he had a bit of power involved too. Take a look at this replay here again. Seeing that this wave's going to build down the line, there it was, just the power drift. Such a unique maneuver, and Julian has that on lock. You know, the size of the wave is going to hinder the score slightly here, but he does complete the ride, and that's exactly what the judges want to see. Top to bottom, all the way from the top of the point to the bottom of the point.
Suck another competitor's momentum away, and he did it with a big frontside air reverse. He's up once again, loading up for something huge. Has speed, and he's going to go to the air again. Up monster alley-oop, he sticks it.
Woohoo!
Beyond full rotation, and again goes to the air. You are kidding me! Wow! 2 huge alley-oops, both unbelievable.
I think it lacked a little variety.
Very repetitious.
Oh man, I am goosebumps from head to toe.
How's the way he stomped those things? He's still going.
Oh, that is unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
Everyone is buzzing. Are you kidding me? That first alley-oop was next level, and now Jordy's got to try and find a reply. Sometimes you don't know what your rival's doing on a wave. That time, I'm sure Julian and Jordy got a look at Filipe soaring above the lip as he spun through the air. And Jordy just a little wobbly there that throws off his timing, but he might be able to turn this right around and start to open up. He pulls in, the wave spits, and then he finds the exit. Big carve on the open face. More traditional, but equally as impressive.
What a heat. What a heat. 45.
Julian Wilson now, he gets an opportunity. Deep in the barrel. Can't punch through the curtain though. Take a breath, Pete.
You know, another...
the amount of rotation was mind-blowing.
It really was. And I love the fact that we're telegraphing it here, and he just delivers once again. Look at this. The rotation so quick, and how he lands right there in the middle of the face and has a ton of speed and sets it up for one more.
I mean, the landing was silky on the first, but the second one, he went so high.
He did, and then what? He finishes here. I mean, at this point, just kick out and start clapping, my son. I mean, you already have the 10, but nope. He wants to keep giving us more and more, and such a showman. I mean, all three of these guys are full showmen, but Filipe, the conditions today are right up his alley. Wow.
It is crazy how well he sticks these moves. Look at his feet. They're just so planted.
Yeah, and this is a completely different type of aerial that you have when you go the opposite direction. You know, and this one, again, using the wind, but the pop. See, that's his latest edit that he dropped, was the pop, and that's what he has. He has the best pop of anybody. And look at that, how high it is. Almost over rotates, but has the ability to stay on his board. Somehow his head's dug into the wall and comes out. Unbelievable.
Here with his wife and his baby girl, they would be watching on, I'm sure, just in amazement, like the rest of us. A 10-point ride. You know, it really was an 18-point wave.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and that just goes to show why we really haven't. I mean, of the 10s, right? That's almost 10 more points higher than any other 10. I mean, you look at the angle here again. I mean, just, you know, he is able to understand the conditions and go, okay, look at this. I've got the perfect wind to set the board up in, and he does it with such ease.
We're always talking about there's a certain way you got to surf J-Bay, but Filipe, he has the creativity. Owen, right?
You would have come around the corner and seen that and just went, oh, really?
Watching on, but he does. He has that creativity to change things up. It's innovative, and it's groundbreaking.
It is. It is absolutely. And that, you know, you want to say to the judges that I'm doing something different, and he has. But even Jordy here gets himself a 9-point ride. And again, a little stumble at this point, but this wave delivers here. That little stall actually set him up perfectly for this inside impossible section where he just drives through it, gets the full barrel, and then delivers on the end section with a beautiful arc. That traditional style surfing, which we love. We love seeing this from Jordy. That's why we understand him to be one of the favorites here at J-Bay, because of that style of surfing is very conducive to these big, huge, long walls. Interesting
on
thought.
The same wave. On a wave this long, you should be able to do it.
Interesting. That's an interesting thought. It is one wave, though. Uh-oh. What's he got for us now?
Drives off the bottom. Nice little slice there. Just setting it up. It's a good-sized wave. The biggest set that we've seen this morning. Falls out of the lip, but maintains good speed for that hit. Driving off the top. And through to the inside. So a different approach on this ride. It is a bigger wave. So that freedom to go to the air. Maybe slightly hindered, but he's just tearing this wave apart.
So it is so funny because that was an amazing wave.
Here we go, Julian Wilson in the tube. And our competitors in this heat, they're not giving up. Wilson, is he still in there somewhere? It looks like he's been knocked down. It seemed like he was in a great position, but you know, obviously really bizarre circumstances yesterday. We had to put the event on hold, but here's a replay of Filipe's last ride.
And of course, you know, this one a little bit more traditional approach, but just as exciting. I mean, this wave driving down the line, he does everything right, top to bottom. Gave us some variety using that rail, and this is where his board is perfect because it is a short board with a little bit more pinned out tail, which gives him the ability to really dig in. You know, and again, a more traditional approach, but he completes it all the way from top to bottom with some exciting moves. Again, floaters to snaps to carves, and kicks out clean as can be.
And we've got something approaching, and Smith sees something he likes down the line here, takes a high line. Up into this bowl. Not putting the foot down just yet, waiting for this thing to clean up as it turns into the bay here at Supers. Tucks into the barrel for a moment. Beautiful read on those opening sections. He gets a nice clean exit too. Bit of the foam on the face. It's going to make it a little more difficult to dig in, but Jordy knows which moves he can go to keep racking up the points down the line. Well, this wave's getting very soupy here on the inside, but Jordy tucks into the pit once again. Can't punch through the curtain though. Just behind him, Julian Wilson's up once again on a beautiful looking section. Really needed to get going through that fast reeling section through the inside though.
For me, as a fan, it was just, it was amazing. I was standing there with Mick Fanning and Owen Wright, and all of them were like, oh, what's happening?
Incredible stuff. We're seeing it again on the big screen here, Sean. I mean, the one turn was probably going close to perfect, but two of them and extras down the line.
I mean, he lays it down. The guy is willing to commit 1,000%, not 100%, but 1,000%. Like nothing is enough for Filipe Toledo, and it's just so, it's such an exciting time in pro surfing today, and the best surfing in the world is happening in these heats, and it's great to have it happen on me.
Well, the heat is coming to a close. Jordy Smith's last ride, it's going to go excellent, but it won't be enough. It won't be that perfect number he was after. In fact, he was left chasing a combo 19.01. Jordy had an 8.4 on his last wave. Next level surfing from Filipe Toledo. I guess, Pete, if you compete and lay down the biggest turns you can do all the time, you start to get comfortable going for those moves with the jersey on.
Well, and that's, I believe that's how Filipe has always approached it. You know, and when he gets the opportunity, like he just did, he is never going to be one to hold back. And we love him for that. Thank you, Filipe.